The Upix Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host too stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.
Welcome, fellow Uplanders, to the Upland Property Experts, episode 183. I am your host, Too Stupid to Win, and I am not joined by ThankMeLater for once in a very long time. But in his place, I do have four wonderful guests with me. I have Impasta, Robzilla, Shaktilyn, and SC Kicker 2022. So we're going to do a roundtable tonight. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being part of a roundtable. It's been a while since the podcast has done the roundtable. We'll touch on a couple of topics. We'll keep them secret and surprise because sometimes a better topic comes up than what I have planned, and I'm adaptable and we'll roll with it. And if you have any questions or comments, we do monitor them throughout the show, so definitely let us know. All right, welcome. Thanks everyone for being here. We'll do a little guest introduction. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been playing Upland. Do you own a business? What communities do you hang out in and work with? And what type of Upland player are you? And do you treasure hunt? Yes or no? We'll start out with Impasta.
Oh, I get to go first.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Impasta. I've been playing for quite a while. I think I'm an official OG at this point. I think I started back February 2021. So I've been hanging out in the community ever since, causing trouble. And it's been fun. It's probably my favorite part of Upland altogether is the community we have. I am a part of a lot of different groups. I've been the community manager for UCC for the last year and a half. So I work with DAC and MAS closely. I help them with some of their other projects like URL and all the other fun stuff they've got going on. I run a group called Ornament Addicts. Actually straight up started it and he kind of passed the torch to me. So we've been having some fun in there. And what else? What was the next question?
Do you have a metaventures?
I don't currently, but I'm working kind of more on the development side of things and learning that. Recently joined the UDN and kind of just learning the ins and outs of that. So I do have some upcoming ideas, but nothing currently out there.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Impasta, and thanks for joining us tonight. SC Kicker.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? SC Kicker, and as far as our node, we are in Hyde Park, and I'm partnered actually with the KO Ninja, who is I think teaching classes right now. But we're partnered up in the Hyde Park Ninja node, and we are developing a layer 2 game within the Upix world. And we actually are real ninjas in real life. We both owned jiu-jitsu schools and martial arts schools in real life. So we kind of got that idea from basically from what we do in real life. We wanted to merge what we do in real life with Web3 and kind of tie it together and do something really cool with it. And for Upland, I actually got involved with Upland back in January of 2022. And man, it's been amazing. So I got in, I was actually watching a podcast when I was off during the holidays, and it was actually an accounting podcast, and they were talking about a game that this kid was playing from Georgia University, and it sounded just like Monopoly, and I always loved Monopoly as a kid. So I got on there, and man, within about 2 hours, I had all these properties that I bought, and I saw you could earn interest, and I was like, man, this is great. And so that's kind of how we got started with Upland, and it's really been a great adventure. We've met so many great people. I got hooked up with TML. I was actually looking to gain exposure for just our node within Upland. And I hooked up with a page, I think it was called Wiki something. I didn't even know what it was. I was sending messages to TML and saying, how could I get on this Wiki thing? And here we are like 9 months later. I'm still not on Wiki, but we've got this great project going with the Hyde Park Ninjas. So we're super excited about that. And, we've got some other projects that we've been working on for probably about the last 6 months. But we really wanted to dial it in and make sure everything was perfect before we started releasing it. So we do have our cafe. So as the Hyde Park Roast has been in the works for probably 6 to 8 months. It was one of the first projects that we came up with, and we have our own personal coffee roaster. So we're super excited about that, and we're going to be implementing that into our communities and going worldwide with that. So we're very excited about that. We'll have more details coming out and all that stuff. So,
Whoa. So you have your own coffee roaster and you're going to do like a Hyde Park Ninjas coffee type line?
Yes. Yeah, it's called the Hyde Park Roast, is what we've had in the works for quite a bit. We haven't really released anything. We were hoping to release it in Vegas, and we were hoping to have like a booth table. Unfortunately, we weren't one of the lucky ones. So we just said, we'll just go ahead and lay it out. So we had laid out a lot of the material over the last 6 months, and we were working on getting a personal roaster is what we wanted to see the project through the right way. We're trying to do everything kind of slow and very calculated as far as all of our projects to make sure that they're going to sustain long term.
Nice. All right. Move on to Robzilla. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Robzilla. I'm one of the community leaders for Creedmoor. I've been playing Upland for about, I think, 1.5 years now. I think I started in January of 2022. So yeah, my strategy has kind of changed. I got into it initially just to kind of buy and flip properties and try and make a little money here and there. And that stopped really quickly, and I actually got involved in the community the most and different nodes. And yeah, that's kind of where I stick now. I don't really do the flipping that much sometimes. But yeah, Creedmoor, Upix World, I'm really active in. Lake Balboa, I'm getting excited about right now. Also, I'm an artist in 1111. And lately I've been working on the merch store for Upix World. So
You're involved in a lot in the community right now. A lot of different projects.
yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us. And last but not least, Shaktilyn. I know you were just a guest here a couple weeks ago, but just a quick summary.
Hey everyone, I've been playing Upland for about the same amount of time as Rob's. I started in January of 22, so little, almost 1.5 years. My playing style is to buy everything I can and then hold on to it. And I want to learn how to make money someday. I've lost count, but I would estimate 25 to 30 different nodes. I am one of the leaders of the Creedmoor Hub, and I'm one of the leaders of Ida Monero in Rio de Janeiro. And I'm a moderator on Upix World and a moderator for the new Upland UK collaborative node that includes over 70 different nodes and projects in Upland. I am the one half of the Toss Shack. My business partner is Tosshead, and we make 3D items for the Upland Metaverse for various different decor shops. Map assets. And I just got approved recently for my metaventure called the Crown Jewels, which is located in Detroit but is not open yet. And I just applied for a factory of the same name. So hopefully that will get approved. And I am in love with the community and in love with my vision for Upland, which I don't know exactly what it is, but it goes something like, this is going to be so amazingly awesome someday. And so I work with lots of communities to try to help build that, such as Epic's World. Oh, and I'm also an artist for the 1111 NFT gallery. And I love Hyde Park Ninjas and the Ninja Dudes, and excited also about Lake Balboa, and I could go on and on and on, and I'll stop now.
Oh, that breaks my heart. Someone's selling Alamo Square cheap right now.
Oh, I want it. Save it for me.
Oh, that breaks my heart. I love me some Alamo Square. Anyway, all right. So that's our panelists for today's roundtable. We'll jump right into it. What frustrates you the most about Upland? Who would like to tackle that question first?
I'll jump in.
All right, Robzilla.
It's kind of a petty little thing, but the little mistakes and everything that they make in announcements and like with proofreading and wrong addresses, broken addresses, things like that, it kind of drives me crazy. I kind of want to just proofread all their stuff before it comes out. I don't know. It just, yeah.
Yeah, the proofreading, but it's better now than what it originally was.
Really?
Yes. Some of the original stuff were like, what? And they'd make corrections very quickly, but yeah, definitely understand that. All right, Shaq, what frustrates you the most?
Just having to wait for the awesomeness that I'm thinking about. I don't really get too frustrated with Upland, so I don't know how to answer that. I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
I get frustrated with frustrated people. I don't know.
And that's why I started out with this one, because you spend some time in the game and there's definitely some frustrated people, some very angry people, and just and we were different levels of experience here in Upland, time in the game, and different levels. So it's nice to put a panel like this together and get a wide idea of what's going on and just hearing it in a constructive way.
Well, I do want to say that I am aware that those of you that arrived long before I did have been through some things. And so I understand that there are valid frustrations, and I am thankful to all of you OGs that stuck around and, I think that having come just a year and a half ago, all that they've done since I arrived is churn out new stuff constantly. And so I don't have the same perspective as those of you who were here longer. I'll say that.
Yeah. No, that's a good answer. SC Kicker, what frustrates you the most?
Let's see. How long do I have? I'm only kidding. No, man, my only regret is I wish they would have marketed better so I could have started back in like 2021 and been a year ahead. I think, I own 2 businesses and I've been through lots of different things over the last 20 plus years. And, anytime a new business is starting out, it's hard to please everybody and you do the best you can. And I think overall they do a pretty good job of adapting and they keep coming up with new things, new ideas. And I do feel like sometimes maybe they just throw stuff up at the wall, but really that's a good thing because you do want to see what sticks and what doesn't stick. And, us as players, we're the ones that give that feedback. And I think that's important that people do give feedback as long as we're not doing it in a negative way. I think I feel like some people tend to go on a rant and it really hurts all of us as players, whether you're an OG or a newer player. If you're steering people away, it's not helping any of us. So we're here to build the community together. And I think that should be the main focus. You're going to kind of work your way through the the weeds per se, and, help to build things stronger for the future. That's all we can do. If we sit there and we just dwell on, what happened instead of moving forward, I think we're going to stay in the past. So Robzilla, I just noticed your shirt there. That's an amazing shirt.
Oh yeah.
I just saw the swords. I was like, that's
awesome.
Awesome shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who doesn't have a shirt? This guy.
You don't. You got to win a contest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Impasta, what frustrates you the most about Upland?
I would say the lack of clarity, especially when it comes to announcements or contests or drops or anything, is the most frustrating thing to see, because we kind of see it time and time again. And like Robzilla, I also want to proofread everything for them free of charge. And I think that would help a lot, because that's when you see people upset and frustrated the most and getting angry because they thought it was going to be a certain way and it's not, And it's like from the very beginning, if we could get everyone on the same page, I think we would not have to deal with as much of that. And the lack of dark mode. That's also that's first, actually. I'm gonna go with that. I've been on a 2-year campaign, and we're gonna get there.
Let's see here. Oh, one time Upland gave away over $3 million worth of Spark for free to new players. That was frustrating. Wow, I didn't know it was that high. I'd have to crunch numbers on that. I'd be interested to see that, but I don't doubt you at all. Crypto money games are usually spot on. So, yeah. Now, what about the repeat issues where they do, well, definitely, Imposta and Robzilla both said it with having to proofread stuff, but some of the repeat issues they've gotten better with. But how does that make you feel overall when they're making the same mistakes a few times in a row? Does that discourage you, or does that, once they get it right, that makes up for the multiple mistakes in the same area?
I think it's a little frustrating, when they do make the same mistakes over and over again. I think you need to learn from the mistakes and make them better for everybody. That's just part of the responsibility of, owning and running a company, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
The small stuff, it's frustrating, but I have to say some of my favorite memories are like the really badly botched city openings and the chaos and the block explorers that we got as, gifts, the little Bruces. And I think we got Spark one time. It used to be very like, here's a gift, everybody, we're sorry. But it was kind of fun and chaotic, and you never really knew what was going to happen, I don't think everyone shares that sentiment, but
I kind of like those the ornaments we got at Halloween last year that look like just the piece of skin.
my favorite. I actually am a big collector of those because I'm a weirdo. So
Yeah.
a project I'll have to tell you about. That was the best mistake ever. Those are my favorite.
So the creepy skin blob things that just kind of lay on buildings is your favorite?
Yeah, they just look like piles of flesh.
Yeah,
they're so bad that like they're good again.
no, I
And
get
the
that.
good things are usually worth more in the real world, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because everyone got a replacement ornament from that. So it's kind of like a free ornament if you have that. You got the version 2 because everyone was so upset they immediately decided to ship out a new one.
But you let out your secret. Now people are going to mark you up just because they know you want it.
Well, see, I've already, I'm to the point where I've collected enough that you guys can mark them up now.
So is there going to be like this creepy blob flesh village going on?
There might be something in the works. Yeah, for sure. Can you imagine though? You just walk in during Halloween and flesh blobs as far as the eye can see. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
I do. So send me an invite.
Yeah, no, it's something I'm working on. It's pretty funny. I think we should call it Nub Hub. I don't know if that's entirely appropriate, but it rhymes. It's fun. I want it to be a really dorky, community involved, fun thing. I'm a big Halloween lover. That's why I'm a big ornament fan, because I went heavy on that first spirit drop. Probably too heavy. But we'll find a use for all of them, I'm telling you.
Happy Upland anniversary to Lilyfield, 2 years in the game.
Yay, Lily.
I like that. I'm definitely going to wait to see what you do with that. I'll be very intrigued. Yeah. Now, if you were able to implement anything in the Upland game, what would it be? Who would like to go first?
Well, I can't give you all my secrets right now. I'll let someone else go.
I want to be able to walk around immersively and, basically that, just have it really come to life, which it will someday, I think. But that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Theo says traveling needs to be more streamlined. I want to be able to one-click travel with the estimated cost and mode of travel options being available. SC Kicker, what would you put into Upland if you could?
Man, that's a great question. I'm really looking forward to actually being able to use our vehicles to be able to drive around and navigate. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
I did see somebody mention to improve the racing where you just have a bar that's sliding either up or down or left or right, and you got to hit it just right, and that helps you in the curves or something. That would be better than just the AI stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm kind of digging the AI stuff right now because I'm not a good driver on video games.
No, I want to race you guys. It's fun. Either way.
What would you like to see, Impasta?
I've got a big, huge ask. It's called dark mode. Very important, and it's not just my preference. And I'm sure a lot of my blue-eyed friends would agree with me. Blue-eyed people actually see light differently, and the way that they have the map set up with the white on the blue is killer to look at, to the point where I am not a big treasure hunter, and I have missed out on a ton of spark because of that. So I've been pushing for it, and I'm going to continue to push for it. I'm going to spell out dark mode in big, bold letters with all of my ornament boxes. So get excited for that.
Definitely let me see the screenshot of that one. That would be awesome.
It's in the works.
What would you implement, Robzilla?
First thing I think of too is something more immersive. It'd be cool to actually go to certain places in Upland and be able to socialize and hang out with people. I'm also kind of frustrated with some of the things for new players. It's really hard for new players to come in and really get excited about it, especially if they're not on Discord or part of the community. I think even if they put in say you can go into a building and play some sort of really simple mini game, and maybe a certain amount of time you're on it, you can earn small amounts of UPX. I would have done that when I first started because I was desperate to earn any UPX to get more properties. So I would, and you would have people in the game, in the platform longer. I don't know. I think something like that would help.
Yeah, user retention, especially for the new players, is always something that's been, if you come in just expecting more than they talk about being able to have your own business, being able to race cars, this and that. And then once you get in, you kind of figure out, oh, cars cost this amount and I got to put money in to be able to do all this. You do get some, but a lot of people get hooked just like us. They're like, oh, it's like Monopoly and it uses blockchain and it's exciting. It just depends on what you're looking for when you enter Upland, but I can see the frustration there. Somebody did say crypto money said bundle deals. That would be very great. I give you these 3 properties in a collection and you give me this nice big expensive property in return. Bundle deals like that would be great. Of course, you'd have to have your check and balances for multi accounts, but yeah. Let's see here.
Can I say something? There's something I actually really care about.
Absolutely, Shaq.
Thank you. I wish that Upland had the possibility for 3D artists to give so the secondary royalties go to the factory owner. And there's lots of people that own factories, and there's only some people that do the 3D design. And it would be great if there was something like a smart contract or something in Upland so that you could assign, factory owners could be granted a certain right to a certain number of your designs, but the factory owner didn't thereby become the artist and receive all of the royalties. So Dishak says it way better than I do, but
no, that makes a lot of sense. Is a lot of the initial factory owners don't have the talent and skills to design the 3D things, and now they're getting the royalties on the secondary. It would be nice if the smart contract was set up that it was like, okay, hey, thank you for designing this. For every secondary sale, you're getting X amount of what I get off of that. So, I get 5% and I'm going to give you whatever deal you negotiate with the person. And that would be great. That would be something awesome to implement there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think with the factories too, the shared spark would be nice too, because I know, we want to put a factory up, and the one we put up is a small one, so we can't even really do what we want to do with it because I was unclear on the directions of those. But to keep that factory up and running, it takes a lot of spark. So it would limit you from doing any kind of other building. So it would be nice to be able to get a group to share the spark and, maybe split profits through NFTs or however it was devised.
On the subject of ornament factories, I'm curious. Well, I'm excited to see what people come out with, but I'm also curious, do they have to be the same type for the same ornament or same structure types we already have? Or can people design ornaments for structures that we don't have? There's a lot of structures you can build that you can't use ornaments on. That's my point. So can people build ornaments, design ornaments for those structures?
I would like to see Upland move in that direction, and maybe even I've talked about this before with ThankMeLater, is that not only you're building a new building structure, but they have to fit certain dimensions so an ornament can slide over it. Even though it might not be flush, but you're just putting a big tent over it for whatever holiday season or decor like that. At least give us the ability to do that with these custom designs, because it's very nice to see the different designs all the players have created, but it's a bummer where you have no decorations in the holiday season to put over it.
Exactly. It actually stops me from building some of those other types because I have so many ornaments, and I think, well, I'm not going to be able to use any of these. So I want to see some ornaments for, the Lily Tower and the Assassin's building. And I think that would be really cool if they would let us do that.
And then with the kick or SC kicker, the small factory, that's just 2 spark. But you start getting up into your bigger factories, you're looking at larger and larger amount of sparks, and that is something, with that would be another utility for Spark and a way for people to earn more UpX. And another way to keep people interested is being able to come in and stake your Spark on a factory. And that's like your Upland job to earn extra, just not only on your property, but you kind of have an Upland job now with your Spark being dedicated to a factory to produce X. And then that's a nice income for the designers if they're able to adjust the contracts that, hey, the designers get a little cut of each sale. I'd be okay with them. It would all depend on what you work out with your designer. If it's, hey, you get a piece of the secondary sale, you get a piece of the initial sale plus a secondary sale. There's so much that I think the game is on the cusp of implementing, and I hope it's sooner than later with these things.
Piggybacking on what Imposter was talking about too, with the special builds, the cool stuff, that I feel like that stuff should be included in the neighborhood ratings too, because I know a lot of the bigger builds, like in LA, the shabby chic and stuff, those don't even really go into the the community builds as far as the way that we're rated by communities.
Yeah, Brian Sprague wants a medium factory ornament. That would be fun, decorating your factories. Yeah, Retro Arcade could also help supplement your daily travel cost and be an easier way for new players to earn UpX.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. And then we kind of jumped into, I like that. Sorry, I had my notes and we kind of jumped all over the place, and that's that's the way it works. I do like this direction with the ornaments. Imposta, since you're very big with the ornaments, on top of having these new buildings that are being created by users have ornaments designed for it, what other growth do you want to see in the ornament field of Upland?
Oh, that's a big question. I'm really excited to see what they do with those boxes, because the second I saw them, my brain thought, those would fit nicely in the back of a truck or in a van. So I'm almost wondering if we're going to see them have to be moved at some point, which would tie in a whole new set of mechanics with vehicles and everything. So that's kind of a direction I'm definitely excited for, just the moving of them, which is kind of ironic because I do have hundreds and I've been moving them all over the metaverse for like a month now. But okay. I have a feeling that's kind of the direction they might go. We'll see. I'm excited. Looks like cargo, right?
Right, absolutely. We touched on something similar last week, and that would be an expansion. Last week we talked about just being able to purchase something from a store. Right now you have to be in this physical city and go to the store, and then you have to purchase it there. Well, why can't I be across the country and purchase it? It's reserved, and I have 2 weeks to get there to pick it up from the store. Or you have a transportation company that puts it in their cargo van and delivers it to whatever address. It doesn't even have to be where your Block Explorer is. I want that to go to my property in Dallas, and you drive it from San Francisco to Dallas or whatever. You drive it to the airport. That could be another fun business, and people are stockpiling these cargo vans just for that purpose, and these semi trucks just for that purpose, where they'll make multiple stops.
Upland delivery system. Also, if you've used the ornaments recently, you do have to have that box on the physical location of your property. So in my case, I think I have a San Fran property with, a big apartment building on it, and it's like the size of the actual property. So I don't think I could ever decorate that. But another thought is I don't think everyone's going to want to keep those necessarily on their properties for the whole year. So I'm sure they'll have people shipping them, back and forth when the seasons hit. We'll see. I think that would open up a whole new path for people if they wanted to get into it.
And then that gets me more to your Upland transportation service. Either another building that would need functionality would be self-storage, so you can store your boxes on, or the ability to have a shed that stores X amount of boxes in it that you'd be able to build on your property. But once you'd need that utility and that function to it. And so I know that would be further down the road.
I think I saw them mention too that at a point we'll be able to hopefully make skins for the boxes to maybe show what's in them. Or my thought was like, how cool would it be to do different designs, and then you can actually do aerial designs on your property. So decorating those boxes, I'm really excited about the boxes in general. Too much so. But I think that'd be really neat if they let us actually decorate them. The Halloween ones, the Christmas ones, all of that.
Yeah. Anybody else have comments on the ornaments and the boxes and Upland shipping?
I'm just scared of when shipping is implemented, because I put all of my boxes on one property. So I have this big fence all around the property line that is multiple layers, and it's a big property and it's hundreds of ornaments. And it took me like 2 days to get them there. And I can't imagine how long it will take if I have to move each one by truck or something.
I did the same thing. I didn't realize you were going to have them on the properties where you were going to put the decorations up.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into metaventures. I know some of us either have our own metaventures, working on metaventures, working with metaventures. So much to unwrap on this one. I know I'm at 111 days with my factory being shut down. So there lies my frustration. And I got a message last week, 10 days ago, saying maybe next week we'll have good news for you, and no news. And it doesn't sound like good news, but that's where my frustration lies. There is the new businesses that are opening up, the new factories that are getting their applications approved. And I can't even move my original factory from a small factory to a large factory in 111 days. So I know the team's working and they're trying to figure it out. I know some people that submitted previously before me, they are up and running again. So I do have faith, but it's just frustrating. And I know the design process is slow. X1 jumped into general chat the other day to talk about they have new processes in place, a new system in place, and everything should be resolved in somewhere in about 30 days or so. How does that make everyone feel about the current state of metaventures and where it should be in the near term?
In my opinion, it seems like it takes too long to get them set up. I know there's been quite a few people that I know around Upland that have been waiting for a long time. I think they should be able to streamline that a little bit easier, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know why it takes so long. I think I operate under a general feeling that Upland is doing lots and lots of things, and that that it's just a little difficult and slow sometimes because they're doing so much, and it can be really frustrating. But part of me thinks it's exciting because it tells me that they're so busy doing so much that I just sort of sit around expectantly waiting to see what's next. So it's kind of a mixture of frustration and and like, well, I think this means that they're really busy doing some cool things we don't know about yet.
Well, that's one of their goals for this year, isn't it? To kind of streamline the process and really make it a little more quick for metaventures to the applications to be reviewed and accepted and implemented.
Yes, that's right. So,
Hopefully.
yeah.
I know there are a lot of frustrated people that have had applications in and haven't really heard much back. And I think that's probably the most frustrating part for people. It's just not getting that communication and not knowing. And, you have to plan for a lot of these things. You have to have your properties, your factories, your showrooms like ready to go. And to just sit there and wait and not hear anything. I understand why people are frustrated by that.
Now, what do you think about the individuals that have 2 shops up and running before people have 1 shop up and running?
I don't understand that. Like, I would think they would kind of diversify it a little bit rather than, but I don't know, like, what they use to choose which ones get looked at first and like get put in place. So I don't know.
I do understand that they've demonstrated that they've been running a successful shop, but you got so many people that are itching to be creative, and there's such a creative talent throughout this community. I kind of go back and forth on it, because just because you're creative, does that mean you can run a business? Just because you can run a business, does that make you creative? There's so many dynamics behind running one of these things. Little easier, design stuff, manufacture it, put it up for sale. But I think it's going to get complex as you have competition. Any other thoughts on the metaventures there? All right. Let's move on to an exciting topic called Vegas.
Yay.
G Week. It looks like everybody's excited for G Week.
Yes, very excited.
Very much so.
Now,
I'm excited to see what they're saving up to show us. They're always saving up the good stuff for Genesis Week. So
absolutely. Now, most of us will be there in person, but even the online activities of G Week is always fun. And since everybody's experienced at least 1 G Week, some of us 2 or 3, what is the biggest thing you're looking forward to this year?
I'm just looking forward to getting to meet everybody like in real life. We get to work and do stuff in groups, like we're doing now, and it's really cool. But I'm really looking forward to actually meeting everybody in person and getting to chat about different ideas and different things in kind of a different environment too. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the most too. I remember last year, I had major FOMO when I saw everybody having fun and like pictures with each other. I know Shaq got to go and she was saying how amazing it was. So yeah, that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most too. Also a little bit of a vacation for myself. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Shaq?
I'm so excited to see the same people that I met last year, see them again. And then this year to work or to get to see the people that I work with every day, like Robzilla and Kesasi, and C Prado, and people that weren't there last year, but I work closely with them every day. And so it's all about the people, and finding out what Upland has in store for us. Those are the things. Yeah.
I'm excited to beat SC Kicker and the rest of the guys in our Genesis series finale race, because Zach's going to be streaming it live in Vegas. So I'm hoping you all can go catch it. And it's pretty exciting to kind of end it that way. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool to be in person for that. And big shout out to Impasta. She had the best time last week. She crushed it out there on the track.
for the race that didn't count for the qualifier, but that's okay because I came in last in the final race, just like I did the previous week. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm excited. You never know. You never know. I think I must have popped a hose on that qualifier is what happened.
Yeah, lot of people calling Seattle. People have seen it and seen numbers on the blockchain. So is it going to be Seattle as the city?
I think so.
I'd be so happy. We need something over here.
Do you think that there will be a Vegas expansion along with the new city release?
I don't think they would do a double. That'd be a lot.
Yeah.
Considering we just had London, we had cars.
Yeah.
But that's something I've wanted for a very long time. 2 attractive cities at the same time. That you got to make a decision.
Yeah. It's a Rutherford and KC, although that wasn't, as much of a hard decision. I picked the wrong one, by the way. Seattle, it may be because I'm in the Pacific Northwest myself. I might be biased, but Seattle would be really cool, I think. And we could, link up the West Coast over here.
Oh, it's Candlebox.
I don't get is that before London was released, people found London and Birmingham and Beverly Hills on the blockchain. And then London and Birmingham came out. And so that still leaves Beverly Hills sitting there. And I just keep wondering if that's coming up because it was discovered on the blockchain along with Birmingham, and Birmingham's come out.
I don't think that they would go with Beverly Hills just because how many properties are still available in Los Angeles. But Beverly Hills does have its own attraction. And as a lot of people do point out, the playlist that they have, it'd be pretty awesome. I know Candlebox has been touring a lot over the last couple of years, so I could see them stopping in to do a show. And I know Alice in Chains has hit it up too. So I could see them landing a pretty solid grunge 90s band to play.
They did. Did you see the Genesis ornaments they dropped? It was a completely 90s grunge theme. It was all music themed, and I got really excited when I saw that because I'm hoping that that's a nice big hint towards something that they're going to let us in on for Genesis week. I hope.
The Black Explorers are a drum and a guitar and
a pick, I think. Like it's a whole...
Yeah.
A flannel shirt. That's why I said the 90s, because they included a flannel shirt. With everything.
Yeah, when I saw the flannel shirt, I was like, oh, it's definitely like 90s grunge.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it's going to be Seattle.
And that's the other thing 1111 points out. Beverly Hills isn't going to be cheap at all. And they already Upland already bled a lot of UpX on us with the London release, the cars. So, and then another city this close. I can't see Beverly Hills just yet.
I really hope not, because I don't have the UpX right now for that.
The only thing you could get out of them is it isn't country. Thank God. They honestly should do, since it's such a diverse community, it would hopefully for not this year's G Week, but next year's G Week, that they do a little bit of everything, have a couple of up and coming artists do, 2 or 3 songs and, from different genres. So it kind of speaks to everybody that shows up there, and then have that big one headliner that, everybody knows. Oh, what? Come on. That's horrible. And I hate that you have backstage access sometimes because you can show stuff that I won't show. Oh, dizzy. All right. So, and then if I am hosting a panel, Shaktilyn is going to be on it, and the Goldsmith's going to be on it, and Lizette's going to be on it, and we're going to be talking about the community and metaventures and the impact that it has on Upland. So I'm excited for that.
Yay.
So you won't want to miss that. Hopefully they record these things and place them up on their YouTube so the people that aren't there in person get the opportunity to listen to these. So let's see. We talked about the city. What other events for the in-person stuff is everybody looking forward to besides meeting the people? Is there a panel that stands out, or we talked to? What are you hoping Upland announces? I guess is what I'm trying to get to.
I hope there's a really great hackathon solution presented that would be a game changer. That would be super cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, definitely.
But Upland, what should Upland announce?
So I'm still sticking with last year's prediction that they're going to announce the life token. I don't think it will be implemented this year, but they'll at least announce it during Genesis Week. And that was my call from last G Week. So, and for the people that don't know, the life token is going to be for, life type things, your sparks for manufacturing, powering your cars. Life token is going to be for plants and stuff of that nature. So
I would be excited. I mean, hopefully this year you call it. If not, next year is going to be your year for life token. No, I'd be excited to see that get talked about, because I know there's a lot of us that have been kind of waiting on that for a while. I want them to bring back Spud. The pre-Spark, we had Spud, and
yes,
you took it away, and I want it back.
So you got to participate in Spud Wars?
I don't know if I was in the actual wars. I definitely had some Spud, and I did some of those early things. And I want one of those block explorers so badly, but it'll never happen. They're very rare and very expensive. But yeah, we used to have Spud. We took it away. Gave us Spark, so it's okay, I guess.
I do wish that we were doing things on YouTube at that time, because that was a very cool time, just having the Spud Wars going on and the drama between the trailers, and they had to switch to cell towers, and
there was nothing else. We didn't have any of these assets or businesses or anything, or USD out.
Yeah.
That. So it was kind of a fun thing to be involved in when there wasn't as much going on. Yeah, bring back the Spud. I'd be happy. And then dark mode, and we'll be set.
I hope they pick up on the dark mode. I
asked it in the AMA first thing, so we're getting there. We're getting there. It's only been 2 years.
And if
another 2, I should be good.
If they do ask us to do the podcast from Las Vegas like they did last year, and whoever we get to interview from the Upland team, we'll ask for you, Impasta. We'll ask when dark mode's coming.
I appreciate that. The more voices, the more they're going to hear it.
There you go.
Be a lot of happy people, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. SC Kicker, what do you have?
I was thinking STEM. I would like to see STEM come out. That'd be pretty cool. I know there's a lot of people that have projects kind of in the works for that, so it'd be cool to see that come to light. And how far after do you think after STEM would pets come into the game?
Probably not. It shouldn't be that hard after that. So
I wouldn't think so.
Not much longer.
I want a giraffe.
So it would be, you could even, oh, wow. I'm not even going to jump down that path.
Now, if the pets are large enough, say a llama, could you ride them? Would it be another source of transportation?
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, saddle metaventures.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Robzilla?
What was the question? What do we want to see?
Yeah, besides the obvious things from G Week, what's one of the things you're hoping Upland will announce?
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really been thinking about it too much because I'd probably be wrong. And I don't know, I'm just kind of open to whatever it is. I don't know. A lot of people think that with the whole theme that they're going with, there might be some sort of like music related thing. I don't know what they would do, but that could be interesting.
So Simone wants to ride a cat. Drifter needs a pterodactyl. And more cheese finishes out with the sociopathic baby. And Jimmy Juster just wants to ride in his semi. Wow.
Wait. He wants something to ride in the semi with him,
Oh.
right?
A
monkey. He wants a monkey.
Oh, I missed the monkey. Oh, I want a monkey. Okay, there we go.
Be like BJ and the Bandit.
Oh, all right. Let's see here. We are pushing. Wow, time goes by fast here. One of the questions, though, one of the topics I did want to get to is, all four of you are very positive players. Always enjoy interacting with all of you. How do you deal with the toxic behavior that you can come across from time to time in the Upland game, and what do you do to maintain your positive attitude towards the game and the whole situation?
I've been staying away from some of the areas where they're more negative. I used to hang out in them and like, I don't know, it kind of gets to you after a while. I've been kind of staying focused on my Creedmoor community and the people I'm working with. Basically the people who, I don't know, they've kind of started feeling like family, and that makes me optimistic because we're all excited for certain things. We're working together. So I just kind of stay laser focused on that and try not to pay attention to the rest.
Yeah, 100%. I agree 100%. I think steer clear of them. I mean, if you're hanging around or dealing with or chatting with negative people all the time, you're just going to turn into a negative person and go down the same road they do. I kind of, some of the people, when they get negative about stuff, usually you can go into Upland and find really great deals too. So I try to follow the trail and pick up some good deals on properties.
Shaq?
Oh, I just, I tend to avoid the servers where if I walk in and there's a bunch of people complaining or that are known to complain, I just tend to not want to be there. There's a lot of positive people and positive servers to be in, and not a lot of time in the day. And so, if you hang out with people that are excited about the future and are working on cool projects, and I mean, there's just, I just avoid it because there's not time to sit around complaining.
Impasta?
Oi. I definitely have been in the community a long time, and I do mod for a lot of different groups. And I will say that some are feistier than others for sure. And I do think that it's good to let people vent, but I'm also one of those people that if I just absorb that feeling of, that negativity when they're just going on and on about it. So I'll either kind of pipe up with something positive, try to change it. If that doesn't work, I'll just, like they said, you go do something else. I'll put on the mute, and go do something else and not let it affect me too much. But there is definitely a bit of that around. And sometimes it's the same people. But like SC Kicker said, you can find some really good deals during the times if you're looking.
All right. What are your long-term goals as a player in Upland?
Are we supposed to have those? Or I thought we were all just kind of winging it. Is that what you mean?
If you're winging it, you're winging it, and that's fine. You can do that too.
I'll say the cool thing is my gameplay and just my goals in general have changed so much throughout the course of the last, couple years. Whether it be from hanging out with people and kind of getting good ideas that way, kind of bouncing different things off each other, or just how many new opportunities that we have. So like a year ago, I wouldn't even been dreaming of some of the stuff I want to do now. So I think that it's gonna change, for a lot of people. You got to pivot a lot in this scene.
Okay. What about you, Shaq?
I just feel like we're all in early, even if you just started playing yesterday, you're still early. And so to me, it's just about getting in and figuring out what your thing is and doing it. Because when this goes mainstream, whatever project you develop now ought to have quite a lot of success later if you do a good job now. So, I'm just looking forward to the evolution of the metaverse and Web3 and seeing how it pays off later, what we're doing now. I can't get more specific than that because we don't know specifically what the future holds in this space.
Right. How about you, Robzilla?
Semi long term, I kind of want to start learning Blender and hopefully start designing my own decor, or I don't know. I was kind of hoping they would have indoor, like you go into our homes and we would have indoor decor, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I think I do want to open a metaventure eventually and design my own stuff and do the factory and the storefront. And I'm excited to see what other things happen, and hopefully we'll get a bigger user base and things will get a little more exciting too.
Yeah, and that is something that they did pitch a while ago, years ago, is being able to go into your houses. So of course you'll need your indoor decor, or would that still be a map asset? Either way, but yes, that is something hopefully they get to as that utility and an immersive metaverse finally take shape here in Upland. What about you, SC Kicker?
Oh man, that's a great question. So I achieved one of my long-term goals tonight. It was to have the opportunity to get on this show when TML got the boot, and here we are. So just joking. On a serious note, though, is just to build a really immersive game within Upix World in the layer 2, and be able to create a game that's going to be around for generations to come. I know I grew up playing games like D&D and Magic for years. And, I'm still play some of those games now, not as much as I used to, but, I want to have a game that my kids could have to play for years to come, and, have it be both a open world and closed world environment, but it relates to, in real life as well. So that would be one of the big long-term goals. And then as far as like the Upland side, because I know that's more on the Upix World side. For Upland, just keep, building my property base. And then, I don't know, I definitely want to have a factory and produce some stuff and give opportunities to, other people that are into the Blender building and stuff like that to let them put their skills to work too and build together.
Nice. I like that. All right. So what are you, sorry. Brian had me all messed up with his RIP TML message. TML will be back next week. It's, Yeah, you guys don't want me by myself just talking to you. It takes a very talented person to write a script to be able to entertain somebody for an hour on Upland. And what you really need to do that is time, and I don't have the time to create an hour worth of solo content, and that's why I need Thank Me Later each and every week, or the wonderful hosts that we or guests that we have here for this roundtable. So I do appreciate them taking their time to join us this evening and talk Upland, because I could do this all day and all night. My wife just kind of looks at me. I'm like, babe, we've been doing this for 3 years now. Get with the program. like pick it up. What is your favorite part of Upland?
Hyde Park, LA.
There you go. Impasta?
I would definitely have to say the amazing community that we do have, and there's a lot of really great groups out there. And I do have to give a good shout out to Elijah Judah and his project over there, Real Node LA. I am a resident. I'm in their Half Circle program, so I've got the spatial house, and we've got statues of ourselves outside of it, of our avatars. It's pretty cool. So I definitely recommend you go check out what he's doing, because he's got some amazing stuff he's built out over there. And there's just so many people I've met over the last couple years that that's definitely been my favorite part, and has kept me coming back each and every time, you know, through the thick and thin of the last couple years.
All right. I like that. Jim and Jester, I do not need to take Thank Me Later's place for chokes for charity. You know, now if we do raise $50,000, I do get choked out too, but it's not going too well. So TML is not going to get choked out, but we're still raising money for charity. And if he's not getting choked out, I'm nowhere close to getting choked out. But yes, that's still going on. All right, Robzilla, what are you looking, or what's your favorite part of Upland?
The community, definitely. There were some ups and downs where I was a little discouraged, but it's always the community that kind of refocuses me and keeps me optimistic about everything. Everyone is working on such cool projects, and I love my Creedmoor community and Upix World, and the people here just like in the Upland community are just awesome. I wasn't really expecting that. I'm normally not much of a community person. I don't usually get involved in like group things, but I don't know. It was different with this for some reason, and it's definitely the thing that keeps me going.
Yeah, that's always been an underlying theme in Upland, even from the early days, is just the communities that have developed and the people you meet and just the interactions. And it's amazing how we can all be from different parts of not just the country, but the world, and come together on some common ground and build things together. And it's actually pretty fun and pretty awesome. And then last but not least, Shaq.
Community.
Yeah.
It's so cool the way that we would have never met each other for the most part, any of us. And the metaverse just brings us together from all of our different backgrounds and with our different skills. And I mean, these are serious friendships that we make here. We are like family, and the way that we can merge our skill sets together and get all into building projects together, it's absolutely awesome. And it is what makes Upland amazing. So.
All right. Before we get out of here this week, I'll give each of you a moment to just open forum if you want to say anything or promote anything. We'll go right across the screen. Impasta, you have anything? We'll come back to Impasta. SC Kicker.
Not really, nothing for closing. I'm just really excited about continuing to grow and just meet everybody in Vegas this year. It's going to be a really great time, and I look look forward to sharing that experience with everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having us.
Robzilla.
Creedmoor has joined the Knightsbridge and Belgravia supernode, and we are looking to design a knight and a crest for Creedmoor. So we kind of want the community to get involved and give us ideas and suggestions of what they want it to look like, and maybe create some mock-ups. So that's going on. So I kind of wanted to announce that, see what they want to see for Creedmoor for the crest and the knight. Also, we just put Creedmoor merch in the Upix World Express, and part of the profits for that go back to the community to fund prize pools and layer 2 development, basically anything for the node that costs money or resources, it'll help a lot with. So it's a good thing, and you get cool stuff. That's it.
That's pretty nice. You have the merchandise and you're sending it back for community development. That's always a good thing.
Yep.
Shaktilyn.
Well, so yeah, we just went and became part of the Upland UK, the supernode, and I reached out to as many people as I could, but it was not possible to reach out to everyone. And I just want to make sure that there is no misunderstanding. Everyone in the community is welcome, whether you have a node or a project or not. Everyone's welcome. And it's a great place for a node to be able to represent itself, kind of like having an embassy overseas. And if you aren't there yet, please come and join us. And, you know, it's a node full of Upland nodes. It's like one big, huge meetup. So if you aren't there yet, come on over, please.
I really like that whole concept and that idea there, because it's the most active. It's very active communities with very active players that have a good view of Upland and where it's going and belief in it. So it's nice to be in that community.
It's an amazing project to see this many large communities just come together, and to get to meet some of those different people has been really cool too. And I'll do, I guess, a nice shout out for my new passion project, Ornament Addicts, the group. We've been having a lot of fun over there, and we're in the UK super node, if that's what we're calling it, I think, as well. But we've got a lot of really talented people over there. Like RDP put together a spec document of every single ornament drop done to date, and every number you could want for it, you know, the amounts, the original mints, anomalies, mistakes. There was a lot with that first spirit drop. And
Wow.
So we've been doing all sorts of fun things over there. So you'll have to come check it out. People show off their stuff as well. You know, they trade, buy, sell, all of that. And it's a good time.
So that you guys are on Discord, or?
Yeah. It's a group straight up started. So there's already, TML's already over there. There's already a good amount of people within the community over there.
Okay.
But I kind of, have taken it over. So we've been doing some fun stuff. We did the ornament part of the Cali Rose benefit auction, and that went really well. We ran it for a week. I think we did 18 ornaments, and it went really well. So it was really great to see all the different communities come together for that.
Very
One
nice.
point about the UK node is that everyone, including Impasta, has dropped their server invites into a server invite channel. And so I know it's hard to find. We hear about various nodes, but maybe we're not sure where they are or how to get to the server. And so you can join practically every server that exists if you just go to that channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to be good about dropping it in the Upland appropriate channel, but I've been slacking. So you can definitely find a lot of good groups over there.
Oh, wow. So if you didn't see, sorry, been distracted by the chat. 1111 decided to get choked out by KO Ninjas in Vegas for $100. So we'll find a spot to do that and we'll stream that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How tall is Keith?
That's going to be interesting because
Not as tall as Dr. Nobi.
That's going to be real interesting.
Oh.
How do you choke someone out if you can't reach their neck?
Climb their back.
Kneel on the ground.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, at least, right? So
That's right.
Keith will just,
Yeah.
Ninja will just get on SC Kicker's shoulders.
There you go.
Do old style chicken fighting.
Chicken chokes.
can we place bets? You could place bets and it's Vegas, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. But yes. All
Oh,
right.
he wants to be lying down before he gets choked out.
He'll sit. That's fine. Smart move. But yes, Impasta, Robzilla, Shaktilyn, SC Kicker. Thank you so much for joining me this evening to fill in for ThankMeLater. It does take 4 people to replace his charisma and energy. I'm just saying that so he has a big head and he rubs it in my face later. So, but appreciate the discussion. Great insights. We'll look, and he'll probably reach out to similar people come July when I won't be able to make one of these for vacation purposes.
All right. Thank you for having me and all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Yeah,
then don't
absolutely.
forget-
This was a good chat.
Yeah. And don't forget, we do have the after show if you're available. For everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and let everybody else know. And until next week, be safe, and we'll see you out there in the metaverse.
The Upland Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and ThankMeLater. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.